Hello there, folks, and welcome back to Code Vein, where I've put the wrong... There we go. Put the wrong camera on. You need to be able to see how many regeneration charges I've got left. Actually, let's... You can see enough of that. And you'll know when I'm about to die because I'll be effing and blind... well, I won't be effing and blinding because that would be completely unprofessional. But, you'll know. Right, let's finish this mess. Oh, look. A circular boss arena. And a cutscene. And some dramatic music. Pre-rendered cutscene, I think. Definitely pre-rendered. But nowhere near as high resolution as the game itself. Silver! Hi-ho! For some reason, the audio is a lot louder than the rest of the game.
Give it all you've got.
Give it all you've got. Skull King. It's really hard. Oh! Oof. He looks like he's staggering them, but I don't know if he is. No, he's, One, two, three. Right. Oh, he's, I'm gonna keep on. Whoa! What the? How did that? Oh, stuck in an animation lock. Jesus. Yeah, sit down. Argent Wolf King's Blade. That sounds saucy. So, that was silver, wasn't it? Ooh, no. Texture popping.
Silver has lost control of the relic.
Yeah, because we've just knocked him out, or put him down, or whatever we've done.
What's wrong?
Silver's pulling in the relics.
Oh, the Queen's gonna come back, isn't she? Yeah, we're going to have to fight crews. The resurrected queen. It's all very dramatic. Is that enough of her to... Oh. Oh. This wasn't even his final form. Ew. Well, you're pretty.
No, I refuse to let the world end here. I swear, I will stop this.
Okay. Don't know why we're suddenly speaking. Ba ba ba. The Virgin Born? So I have no intention of holding back, but I can't. Want my stamina back, please? Ouch! Oh, well, we're doing this on our own, then. Or not, because we're not going to last very long. There's no way of avoiding that, I don't think. Oh, it's not actually got as long a range as you think. But if you're locked on... What? Just let me roll when I want to. Jeez. Yeah. We're dead here anyway. So we may as well see as much of the fight as we can. Yeah, that threw me forwards. Oh, at least we don't have to face off against the whole thing again. What was that other sword like? Was it a two-hander? Ooh. Ooh. Right, very quickly. Oop. Never mind. I've got no haze, have I? Because we've just lost it all. I wanted to try his sword. But we can't. I mean, technically we can get out of combat if we need to, but...
I'll do my best to help out.
Yeah, try and do a better job this time. Again, I dodged through that. You've got no iframes for... Oh, frick off. Spinny camera boss. You know what? Screw locking on with this guy. Yeah, so you don't want to dodge out of that. You just want to, What's he doing? Oh, this is his phase transition, isn't it? Ba, 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 ba. Oh, that's a black hole. What the? That still hit me. Oh, balls. Die already, you overgrown sack of... Yeah. Yeah. I get so salty with these bosses. Also, I forgot to change the... No, I have got the camera changed. What's going on? That's where it should have been. Sorry about that. I don't think you missed much. Put you down, you boss bag. So, what happens now?
We don't have a lot of time. Hey, kid. Can you handle it?
Kids? Hello. Nod. Me and my plaid skirt. It's nobody's been able. I don't think anybody's modded it so that you've got constantly blue glowy eyes yet. Hello, Eo.
Hey.
Hey, what? Huh?
Ew.
Oh, she's taking a mask off.
In the end, no matter who I may be, even if I serve as little more than an empty vessel.
Oh, we're going to transfer the relics into her?
You have stored so many precious memories inside of my heart, and I promise I will never allow
Power
them
of
to fade
friendship.
away.
Now kiss. Can't, we've got masks on.
Whatever happens, I will always be with you,
Oh, really?
just as you will always be within my heart.
That looks really weird with the mask on.
And now, goodbye.
Now my eyes will wobble. What is going on? And why, all of a sudden, did the game's frame recording dip horribly? It's all shiny. So she's...
What?
Yoink!
The relics.
So she's going to become Cruz, surely. Oh, and there's ours. Relic of the blood. Blood. Giant pineapple bosom. And fade to white on everything. Emily? Was Emily, wasn't it? Karen! How many relics are there? I know they said they chopped her up, but I don't know whether they specified exactly how many. This sounds like triumphant music. Did we win? Did we do the good? We've got some sung music. Ooh. It's all shiny. So, is Io sacrificing herself here so that everybody lives? That's the sense that I'm getting. Just put a head on top. Little bit of opera. So she has found her purpose by becoming the embodiment of all the relics. I think. I guess. The texture on the roots looks really weird. I know they're going for kind of a crystalline thing, but it just looks like it's really artifacty. Ow. Together. Friendship. Golden Bloodbeard? For some reason, this is much louder than everything has been in the game. I was made so that I could protect you with my life. Which, so this is the attendant's theme song, I suppose. Because that was her purpose. That's very sparkly. I'm hoping we're going to get a little bit more explanation than this as to, well, what actually happens now. But it's probably just going to fade to black. Go to credits. Ooh. Loading screen. Oh. Home base. Hold on.
We finally secured a steady supply of blood beads. Once again, we have Io to thank. On the day she took all of the relics, I was suddenly my old self again.
Much more clothed
Since then,
than before.
she's been producing blood beads and even maintaining the red mist. So even if it's only a little, I want to make it so people can have normal lives in this world she's protecting for us.
Okay.
That's my wish. We finally secured on the that. I plan to start research
Over.
with Karen that will hopefully lead to methods for controlling thirst and revenants. I don't know if we'll ever find an answer, but I'm sure it will lead to better lives in the Jail of the Mists. It would be nice if Louis could work with us.
Uh-huh.
In the years after Io stopped the relics from frenzying and transformed into the Weeping Tree, Karen and the others discovered a reliable source of
The
blood
years
beads.
after? What, flash forward?
And the question I've pondered for so long, what as a Revenant can I do? What about the outside world and the horror?
Sequel baiting?
We analyzed the signals intercepted from outside when the red mist appeared. There were countless cries for help. As Revenants, we prey upon humanity. We might bring them
But didn't
nothing
Mido
but
say the
misery.
outside world was full of
And
nasties?
so, I can't just give up. In the years after
Yeah, the years after. Nicola!
All the power was sucked right out of my body. I was so big and strong. But now look at me.
You're a little kid again.
But now Jack's training me to grow strong again. I don't see Mia as much as I used to, but I always feel close
Where is
to her,
Mia?
even when we're apart. I think it's because we respect each other so much now. I miss her, but a knight has his duty.
True that. Okay. Oh, there's Mia.
I've looked through documents from the Great Collapse, and the more I read, the more I understand why those creatures are called horrors. They're immune to even the most powerful weapons, and immortal like the loss that plagued the Jail of the Mists. Now I understand why Revenants had to be created. The situation was that dire. And the horrors are still roaming the outside world. It must be incredibly difficult living out there.
So, the things that caused the collapse are horrors from somewhere that caused the world to break. And the Revenants were created to help deal with the threat. That much we've gathered.
The Relic's power created the Weeping Tree, thanks to Io's wish, and there's no sign of the Queen coming back. It must have taken a strong will. We're ordinary Revenants without the power of the Relics, but our mission still remains. As long as I live, I will continue to watch over that power, together with Jack.
Yeah,
There are no changes in the Weeping Tree. It's completely normal. Don't worry.
normal.
If anything happens, I swear I'll do everything in my power to stop it. Meanwhile, it's time we both do what we need to. My mission as a Watcher has ended, but my duty to protect the world
Duty
still
and
remains.
honor and stuff.
I won't allow the hell here to escape and torment those
It
outside.
sounds like outside's in a worse state.
I'm glad to see that things have calmed down a bit here. Although Louis's worried again. Are the two of you ever satisfied? You finally earned some peace.
I haven't
so
done
why
anything
enjoy it?
yet.
Well,
Hold on.
whatever you choose, I'll go along with you.
There's a shiny on the door in the background. Oh, because the missiles disappeared from home base. Coco. I should.
This
Coco.
garbage heap may just have become a slightly better garbage heap.
Woohoo!
That means people have less use for what I'm selling.
Oh.
I'm only joking.
Ha
Don't worry about me. Do your thing, okay?
Okay. Vin.
Is that amber blood bead Io gave you all right?
Yeah?
It's a piece of her memory and a manifestation of her strength.
Oh, okay.
Handle it with care. Karen and the others say it's made of the same substance as the weeping tree Io gave us after taking on all the relics.
Completely different colour and stuff,
It
obviously.
has the ability to alter the relic's influence, if only in a small way.
Oh. Oh? Is it in our inventory? If it is, I don't know where. I don't know. Davis.
The Lost are still a dire threat to the survival of humanity, but the new provisional government is at last on a course to stop them. Silva is pushing reforms to aid as many Revenants as
I
possible.
really wish they'd animated their mouths in
Finally
these
get to the problem of
conversations.
Exploring the depths in earnest. You've been a great help. I must thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, balls.
The Lost Silva has put. I can find. Oh, I nearly forgot. I have a message for you.
Okay.
The provisional government would appreciate your cooperation. Please contact the government if you seek work with real meaning.
Okay.
Today I invited Yakumo to work for the provisional government, but he turned me down outright. Sorry, but just like you've got things you want to do, I've got things I want to do.
You two want to do each other.
Yeah, he hasn't changed a bit. Well, I didn't want to work for them at first either. After a while of fighting to survive, I noticed I'd made a bunch of friends along the way.
It's all about the friends you make along the way.
I am stuck with them, but I guess they're all pretty great, so I don't regret it at all.
Okay. Well, that's... Is that everybody? I think that's everybody. Nobody in there. Nobody in there. Anybody down in the basement, mysteriously? Obviously, Io's not around, because that would be weird. Well, let's go take a look then at... Oops. At the notice board. What does it tell me I now have to do? Maintain Vane's safety while investigating further. Distribute blood beads to surviving Revenants. Aid Silver's unit Cerberus. So it's not over, or it is over and this is post-game? I assume this is post-game. Do you want to leave base and depart out of the red mist? No. Though I suppose I have to, because there's nothing I can do here, is there?
Is that it's a
I guess it means that we won't be able to return here with this set of dialogue and stuff. Maybe? Not very well explained. Slopan. David Slopan. Dramatic. What? Why is the FPS just taking a nosedive? Sorry about that. Still going. Don't know why. There we are. I am clipping Guardian. Yeah, the red mist is destroying the recording frame rate for some reason.
You're leaving into the outside world?
Yes. Maybe. I guess.
Yeah, I figured that's what you would do. I can't say I approve of you heading out alone, though.
At least say something before you go.
What
After
the
all, we're supposed to be friends, right?
Friendship. Power of friendship. I've just had to turn the webcam off because the frame rate is dying horribly.
You guys insist on charging ahead all the time. You're going to need someone to
I guess this is the actual ending. What? That's not how bags work.
To be honest, I'm not sure how welcome Revenants will be in the outside world. But we have to keep reminding ourselves that we were all created for a reason. I'll carry on Cruz's dream. Just like you carried Eos.
Yay, us! Nod.
Let's go.
Let's go. Hero shots. Nope. Frame rate destroying mist. Roll credits. That bag is just ridiculous.
Ew.
What? Huh? Well, I guess that is the end of Code Vein, at least until they bring out DLC or whatever. Oh man, I'm so torn. I'm so torn on this game. I really want to like it. But there are just too many things that don't work right for me. Let's do a little kind of summary. Graphically, great. Looks great. Brilliant character customization. Make basically whoever you want. World building and design. Again, apart from the Cathedral of the Sacred Blood, which can go screw itself, I really liked the world design. I thought it was evocative. I thought there was a lot of really cool and interesting things to see. The characters themselves were about as tropey as you can get. They were a little bit on the two-dimensional side, to be fair. I think Eo's really the only character that has any particular character growth. The memory system, the vestiges system, I quite liked. I liked how that allowed us to get more of the kind of backstory, although again, I don't think it was particularly well told. You know, it was very much a walking simulator with the same repetitive piece of music over and over again. The story itself was generic, poorly told, cliffhanger ending. The voice actors did the best they could with what they were given, and they weren't given a lot, if I'm honest. Whilst I appreciated the emotional beats, especially in the latter kind of half of the game, it took way too long to get there in terms of interesting storytelling. The opening third of the game was just not engrossing or gripping story-wise in any way. And I wouldn't have minded if I felt the mechanics of the game were enough to outweigh the rather bleh story. But they weren't. And that is where my big critique of Code Vein comes in. The looseness of the mechanics for myself, for how I like to play these games. You know, if you really enjoyed Code Vein's mechanics and you thought they were great for your play style, excellent. That's really good. I'm not trying to take away at all from your impressions or like of the game. But for me, there are just too many niggles. The auto-locking on enemies, the guarding system that's just a bit meh, the parry system that requires you to, for most of the time, start your parry animation before the enemy even attacks, and has far too long of an animation if you screw up. In fact, blocking in general, you know, any kind of defense except dodging. The camera boss is always the worst boss in these kinds of games. You know, none of the other Soulsborns are immune to that. But this one seemed particularly troublesome because of how speedily enemies could move around. They moved fast. They didn't really seem to have any kind of stamina bar for themselves, so they didn't operate under the same rules that we did. And that always strikes me as particularly unfair in games with this kind of combat system. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do have hidden stamina bars, but they can attack so much and so often that the stamina that their attacks must use versus the damage is disproportionate. The leveling up system felt unsatisfying. I liked the blood veils. No, I liked the blood codes and the gifts. I thought the amount of character customization that you could acquire and achieve with those was great. But the actual leveling itself felt unsatisfying because of how much it was the blood codes that really changed your play experience. But I did like the gift. I like the idea of inheriting them. Excuse me. The idea of collecting them all really appeals to me as a completionist. The blood veils. There were so many of them that were just palette swapped. I didn't feel that the armor really was a good visual system. Statistically speaking, yes, each of these blood vials had different defensive stats, resistance stats, bonuses to your light and dark gifts, and your drain attacks. The drain attack itself felt a bit on the slow side. The parry felt a bit on the slow side. The dodging would be fine, but didn't feel fine to me. So yeah, it all boils down to, in my opinion, a a decently mediocre package. Is it a bad game? No. Not a bad game at all. You know, it's 39 hours. 39 hours I've got out of Code Vein. Admittedly, a good 15 of those hours have probably been just farming. Just grinding to get the gifts up. So I can inherit them. Because that struck me as something that I would kind of need to do. No, not really. Yeah, it just feels... yeah, mediocre. Mediocre storytelling, great graphics, amazing character customization, meh mechanics. Boss designs were okay, I guess. But they were very easy to overpower by leveling up. And that's kind of an issue, actually. For me, it is very, very easy to level up in this game. So, to give it a rating out of 10, keeping in mind that I don't give 10s because there's no such thing as a perfect game as far as I'm concerned. If you've got Bloodborne up at the top with the 9.5, 9.6, probably 9.5ish because it doesn't do 60 FPS. Please, can we have a 60 FPS version of it for the PC? Who knows? Sony exclusive. If you've got Sekiro at 9, you've got the Surge 2 at... what did I give Surge 2? 8.5-ish? Something like that. Was it an 8 or an 8.5? Yeah, about the same as Dark Souls 3. This comes under. You're looking at in the high 7s, I think, realistically, for Code Vein for me. If you think it blows all other Soulsborne games out of the water, I'm really glad that you enjoyed it a lot more than I did. But for me, it really did start to feel like a bit of an irritating slog toward the end. Don't get me wrong, I will play some more of it. I will play any DLC that comes out, assuming it's free. I haven't bought the season pass. I'm just not that interested, but I will keep my eyes open for any patches and stuff that they do. I know there's Halloween content coming. Hades. Ooh. High attack power based in strength and dexterity, ideal for using heavy gear. That's my kind of thing. Queen. Specializes in gifts and boasts a high ichor stock, enabling you to overwhelm the enemy. Save complete. You can now play using your post-completion save data. You can start the game again from just before the end by selecting your completed save data with the load option. After starting the game again, you can examine the door back at base to carry over your save data and restart the story from the beginning. So that's the New Game Plus option, I guess. So just continue, go straight into New Game Plus. No, continue puts you back at base.
I'll do my best to help out.
So let's take a look at those blood codes. Queen is, yeah, Cruz's blood code, obviously. Chaotic Ash fires a draining projectile that robs the target of ichor. Willpower up. Rage of Pecunus. Uses fine control of blood flow to release a powerful shock. Baba Yaga's Gaze. Cold. Fire. Giant thorn that pierces the target. That doesn't surprise me. And Hades. Causes drain attacks to restore HP. I assume that includes parries and backstabs. Creates a giant sword that falls like a guillotine upon the enemy. Boosts gift abilities, weapon and drain attack power when your HP is below a certain amount. We can learn these because we've got lots of Argent Wolf Cross. Fires a cross-shaped blade of blood. So Ishtar was cruises. And Hades is Gregorios. Okay. Let's teleport back to home base. I want to... Yeah, so this just returns us to the world, but we can now go into New Game Plus by using the thing at the back there. Where'd that fancy sword go?
Don't forget. What do you want to upgrade?
I want to upgrade that. I'm assuming I've got enough to... Oh, I don't have enough Queen Steel. Does Coco sell those?
If you want it, I got it.
Yeah, she does.
Go up.
Do.
Don't forget.
Don't forget.
What do you want to upgrade?
I don't think we've got enough tungsten. Oh, no, we do.
Make sure you get back safe.
Will do. Right. Yeah. Lunging attack. Oh, good. He's got the vertical charged attack, which I quite like. What? Yep, that works for me. That works for me. So there we go, folks. That was and is Code Vein. A passable Souls-lite. Eo's still here because I suppose we haven't fought the final boss on her.
You are going now?
I am going now. I am indeed. So yeah, it's not a terrible game. It's not a great game. It's kind of in the middle. It's got brilliant character customization. It's got a passable story experience. It's all right. It's all right. If you have a Souls itch that you want to scratch, it will do you for a time, but it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna blow your mind. It certainly hasn't blown mine. Mechanically, I definitely prefer the Surge 2. And storytelling wise, I actually prefer the Surge 2. Graphically, this definitely has a lot of stuff going for it. It's certainly a brighter, more visually interesting game than I think the Surge 2 is in many places. I think it's graphically more competent as well. But mechanically, in my opinion, mechanically, it's just not as good. It's got very limited weapons. It's got very limited armor customization options. But it does have a lot of different classes and the ability to build your game how you want. And that will keep a lot of people, especially theory crafters, very, very occupied. So if you are that kind of person, if you like thinking about class builds and so on and so forth, then definitely Code Vein will be something that I imagine you will really, really enjoy. That, folks, has been Demajen Plays code vein. Hope you've enjoyed the series, even if it has just been a little bit of a downer, I suppose, from me towards the end. At least I finished it, eh? At least I finished it. Thank you all very much for watching. I will catch you in the next series of videos. There'll probably be one around the Halloween event just to see what the changes have done. I know there's going to be some new cosmetic options and the ability to lock the map so it doesn't rotate, which is a really good choice for me. Until then, take care. Toodlepip. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.